Today we're going to talk about the 5 ways to deal with change with your team and with your business. Okay, my name is Michael Marayev, and I was able to build a team of 150 plus sales guys in less than 2.5 years, and we did that with zero money invested. And my goal today is to help you understand that change is actually a good thing. Change is not a bad thing. We're going to give you guys 5 tips on how to handle change with your teammates, with your employees, with your team members, with your business partners, whatever it may be. We're going to talk today about the 5 ways to do that. Okay, now, number 1. Well, before we get to number 1, I want you to understand that change is the best thing that could be for your business. Like, change is an amazing thing. Growing up as a kid, I used to hate change. I used to I just wanted to have some consistency in my life because I was filled with chaos in my life. I didn't know where I was going to sleep. I didn't know how my parents were going to fight that day. I didn't know if I was going to eat good. Like, it was just crazy, right? I didn't know if I was going to be in foster care, not in foster care, arrested, not arrested. There was so many crazy, chaotic situations I went through. And to me, it was like, I just want some consistency and no change. Like, I used to change schools every half a year, because I used to get kicked out of a lot of different schools. I got kicked out of 8 schools. So for me, change, I just hated it, right? And what I realized was that God actually prepared me for the business world with all that craziness. And I learned to adapt, right? And I learned to adapt because when you learn to adapt to changes, it makes you stronger. It makes you nimble. It makes you more prepared for the elements out there. Because in business, things are changing faster than ever. Right now, they got Bitcoin, Schmitcoin. Then next week, they got NFTs. Then they got something else. There's always something coming out because there's always someone creating something in the free enterprise world. And you got to be able to adapt. Your business team got to be able to adapt. Listen, I've been in business for such a long time that there's so many changes on a week-to-week basis. Like, what I believe today is not what I believed 6 months ago. What we've been doing 6 months ago is not what we're doing today, and we're always going to change. So your team has to be prepared for that kind of change and understand that adapting is everything. You got to learn to adapt. You got to be excited and expect the changes and learn to adapt to the changes, and that's how you become nimble and create some speed in your business, right? Next is have lots of change, okay? You want change. Expect the change. Pray for change. As a matter of fact, start changing things today. Change something today in your team. Make it spicy, okay? They're talking about this a lot in relationships. You can't do the same thing with your husband or your wife all the time. Spice it up. Go to a different restaurant. Go to a date. Do this, do that. Change it in the bedroom. You want to spice it up. Why? Because change creates excitement. Okay? Change is actually a good thing. You got to teach your team to be excited for the change. Because a lot of employees or a lot of sales guys or whatever, they don't want the change because they want the consistency because they've been through craziness like I have or like you have, right? But when you create some change, what happens is that they don't know what to expect sometimes. They'll change this, change here, change there, change there. And now they are prepared because the business world is not going to smash them. Like, for example, when Corona hits or when something closes down or when the market shuts down or whatever. Change prepares them to be stronger. Okay? Next, communicate the changes. Always talk about the changes. Don't let the changes happen and then you just expect them to adapt to it. Communicate the changes. If something changes, for example, we're in a solar business. If something changes with the AHJ, I communicate that with my team. Why do I communicate with my team? Because I want them to be prepared. Even though it's not their department, I want to explain it to them. Say, hey, listen, expect this to happen. Expect this change to happen in that department. You should expect this change happening in that department. So 6 months from now, we may have a change as well. Just be ready for that. I communicate the change. When you expect a punch in the face, it hurts less than it just comes out of nowhere. Just think about that. I want my team to expect things to change, and I want to communicate it as fast and as effectively as possible. I want them to be understanding that the change is happening here, there, something's happening there, whatever. But they're communicated on a weekly, daily, monthly basis. They're never hit with a side swipe. They're always prepared for that, okay? Next, I talk about the dream a lot. You need to talk about the dream a lot and talk about the vision, talk about the mission, because that's what motivates people. But you also have to train them for the struggle. What do I mean by that? Mental toughness is not a common thing these days. I tell my guys all the time, right now you're excited, you got momentum, awesome. There may not be this excitement next week, next month, next year. Something may happen. You may get smacked in the face. You may get hit with a wrong territory, wrong customer, a cancellation, a chargeback, whatever. Something may smack you up. Be prepared for that change. Understand that you need to be stronger. You need to be tougher. I actually enjoy when my team goes through struggle. I don't like it when they create success really, really fast. It doesn't, I don't trust someone if I haven't seen them through the struggle. I want to see them go through the pain. And you can train for that, by the way. You train them mentally for that. Just like boxers get prepared physically and mentally, so do your sales guys, so do your employees, so your team members. So remember, not only do you want to train them for the job, you want to train them for their mental toughness as well. Okay? Because the dream is going to do a lot of the work for you, but like, if they're not ready for the struggle, it's game over for you. right? Because remember, change is coming. Change is coming. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. By the way, a good book that really helped me understand that change is actually good is Who Moved My Cheese? Maybe you can see it right here. Who Moved My Cheese? An amazing book. As a matter of fact, Hem and Haw, and my boys right there, if you guys know about the book. Listen, that book helped me understand that actually change is, not only is inevitable, it's the best thing since sliced bread. It's the best thing since sliced bread for you and your business. You need change. You want change. You should pray for change, okay? Number 5, you need to have courage. I talk about courage a lot because a lot of people don't have the balls to do things. You need to have courage. You need to take some risk. You need to go all in. You need to do something. Take action. Be courageous. Show your team that it's okay. When change happens, be the first one to step up and say, okay, all right, guys, I understand this change. We're going to do it anyway. We're going to win. Have some courage. When you have courage, your team will have courage. When you go in, your team will go in. But your team will never do what you're not doing. So you need to have courage. So if you're building a sales team, you're a sales leader, or you're a business owner, it doesn't matter. Take the courage, man. Take the courage and be excited about the change. And I promise you, as you take those courageous steps, as you take those, you start making those moves step by step, your people are going to respect you. Your people are going to love you. They're going to see that, okay, change is not a bad thing. Change is an amazing thing. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Before you change this video, before you scroll to the next video, what I want you to do for me is click the link and subscribe for us. Like, comment, share this with someone that can really, really, really change their life, right? No pun intended, but we want to change their life. So do me a favor, drop some love, and we'll see you guys in the next video.